Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we're going to be discussing a pretty interesting aspect of the new Ninjago Crystalized set, specifically regarding the character of Mr. E, who we know based on his appearance in the new Ninjago Crystalized poster will in fact be in this new season in some way, shape, or form. Now, in terms of Mr. E's big comeback, we are still not familiar with how this guy has returned. Last seen getting crushed to pieces by Garmadon during Ninjago Hunted, he has somehow made his way back into this new Ninjago storyline somehow. Not exactly sure how he did it, but he's here somehow. However, with the release of these new Ninjago Crystalized set images, we actually have ourselves a small hint or a clue as to how Mr. E could have returned in Ninjago Crystalized. And that answer is that Mr. E is not in fact Mr. E at all. According to the new Ninjago set images, Mr. E is not Mr. E, but Mr. F. Not Mr. E, but Mr. F. Intriguing to say the least. When I was first reading through some of these Ninjago set descriptions for the new Crystalized sets, I honestly thought that Mr. F was a typo. I thought to myself, oh, it's just Mr. E, somebody just wrote it wrong or whatever. But no, on the actual set boxes and in the official sets themselves, it actually does say Mr. F, not Mr. E. So I think the answer as to how Mr. E has returned is pretty apparent. This is not Mr. E, but this new character, Mr. F. So what exactly is the deal with Mr. F then if he's going to be the new Mr. E? Who is this guy and why does he look so similar to Mr. E? I think a lot of Ninjago fans right now are just kind of speculating that Mr. F is simply Mr. E but rebuilt in a new upgraded form. Think about the transformation from the original Zane to the new Titanium Zane. The new Zane was oftentimes referred to as Zane 2.0 in a lot of Ninjago promotional material set around the Tournament of Elements. In the situation with Mr. E right here, it's almost the same exact thing. Mr. E has been rebuilt into Mr. F and now goes by a different name. While the name Zane 2.0 may not have stuck within the Ninjago series itself, I think it's safe to say that it's a pretty similar situation. Mr. E is Mr. F, they're one and the same person. Except now he's called Mr. F because he was rebuilt from his old form into this brand new design, which is apparently supposed to be a big upgrade to the original, hence why he's called Mr. F. Mr. E was 1.0, Mr. F is 2.0, because of course F comes after E in the English alphabet. One thing I will say though is that this new Mr. F name, I'm not super crazy about how there's no pun anymore, because the whole thing with Mr. E's name was that he was a mystery. His character was a big mystery, hence the name Mr. E. With Mr. F, I don't think that pun really works anymore. Maybe they're trying to go for a different type of pun that I'm not picking up on. Let me know down below in the comments. But overall, Mr. E is in fact Mr. F, and while this new Mr. F character may not be the exact same Mr. E, I think it's safe to say that these two are going to be very similar, if not the exact same character at the very end of the day. Mr. F just being the upgraded and more advanced form of the previously established Mr. E. And since Mr. E is an android, it makes perfect sense why he was able to be rebuilt into this new body. Mr. E was simply just rebuilt into this new form as Mr. F, and as we can see from the actual set images itself, Mr. F's design is a little bit different than that of Mr. E's. The helmet's a little bit different, but overall you can still tell that this character is the same character as Mr. E. Mr. E and Mr. F are the exact same character. Either way, guys, let me know down below in the comments what you think about this new Mr. F character in Ninjago Crystalized, and who do you think he is in relation to Mr. E? I, for one, think that he's the exact same character, just upgraded, if you will, into this new modern form. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and that'll pretty much wrap it up from my thoughts here today. Thank you all so much for watching today's short little video. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and as always, check out the links down below in the description for other forms of social media. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. My name is TannerFishies, and with that, I bid you farewell.